Hello and welcome to English Parliamentary News. I'm Dadi Ramadan. In this edition, we'll present all the latest and interesting information around the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. Commission 11 of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia encourages Batam City Government and Batam Management Agency to increase investors' interest in investing in Batam, which aim to boost Riau Island's economic growth.
The member of Commission 11 of the House, MUKHAMAD MISBAKHUN, says, according to Bank Indonesia's report, there is an enhancement in Batam's economic growth, even though it is still under the national average of economic growth. MISBAKHUN hopes Batam can be the center of national economic growth in Sumatra, as it was several years ago. He demands Batam Management Agency and the local government to conduct a comprehensive evaluation, such as by performing regulations or incentives that can spur the enthusiasm of investment in Batam. He assesses Batam could become a high-tech investment center due to its strategic geographical location that is close to Singapore.
Saya melihat tadi yang disampaikan oleh BI, pertumbuhan 4,7 itu untuk Batam terlalu rendah. Dulu kalau nasional 5%, nasional 7%, biasanya Batam 14%. Atau bahkan di atas rata-rata nasional. Kalau nasionalnya 7 dia bisa 9, bisa kalau nasionalnya 5 dia bisa 7. Tapi sekarang yang terjadi justru Batam di bawah pertumbuhan rata-rata ekonomi nasional. Ini juga perlu menjadi perhatian.
The member of Commission 11 of the House, JENO, adds, the economy of Batam plays an important role in the Riau Island's economy, since 98% of the locally generated revenue, or PAD, of Riau Island is coming from Batam. Michael explains the downturn of Batam's economy is caused by the sludging in oil and gas industry. Thus, he urges the government of Riau Islands and the authority of Batam to find new alternative resources of revenue, such as by developing the sectors of tourism, marine and fisheries, until oil and gas industry rise back up.
Potensi-potensi yang terkait dengan kelautan, industri wisata pun terkait dengan wisata laut dan hal-hal seperti itu. Industri kelautan dan perikanan itu juga menjadi satu alternatif. Kemudian yang ketiga juga yang disampaikan tadi adalah di beberapa pulau, di beberapa lokasi di Kepri ini potensi juga untuk industri pertanian, kira-kira seperti itu.
From Riau Islands, Dwi Utomo and Septia, Dpr Parliament, report.
Commission 10 of the House appreciates the synergy between Indonesia Creative Economy Body or BECRAF and the state-owned enterprise in building creative house for micro, small and medium enterprise or UMKM entrepreneurs in Indonesia. The House encourages BECRAF to provide product patenting facilities as government protection for intellectual property rights and means to protect the creative economy players from fake products that has been massively entered the Indonesian market.
Speaking after observing the state-owned enterprise's creative industry in Batam, Riau Island Province, during the specific working visit of Commission 10, the Vice Chairman of Commission 10 of the House, RENI MARLINAWATI, appreciates the existence of Creative House in Batam, which operated by Telkom Indonesia Corporation, since it is considered to have successfully providing guidance and information access to creative economic entrepreneurs in developing their business. According to RENI, there are a lot of factors which needs to be known to the micro business players, such as the knowledge of branding management, capital access, finance management, and patent. Especially for patents, RENI views that the government must immediately facilitate UMKM players to patent their products as a form of protection of intellectual rights.
Kemudian bagaimana penataan manajemen atau melakukan pelaporan keuangan, kemudian pelaporan keuangan berbasis IT, itu yang kemudian mereka harus kuasai. Kemudian selain itu juga ada hal yang lebih penting, ketika produk mereka sudah bagus, mereka juga harus diberikan pemahaman akan pentingnya mempatenkan produknya.
Responding to BECRAF's low budget absorption, RENI says this is caused by the strategic program that has not been running well. Therefore, RENI pushes BECRAF to strengthen their synergy with local government and the state-owned enterprises so that it will be easier for BECRAF in implementing their strategic program and spur the development of creative economy in Indonesia.
Ini juga tidak akan mungkin dilakukan oleh Bekraf saja. Maka dari itu supporting dari lembaga-lembaga atau kementerian, termasuk juga peranan BUMN, ini menjadi penting dan ini harus direspon.
From Batam, Riau Island, Nanda Oktaviani and Septia, Dpr Parliament, report.
Commission 7 of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia urges the government to improve their supervision against the companies that's been violating waste management regulations on the grounds that during the latest field inspection, Commission 7 of the House still finds violations of waste management done by some companies even after administrative sanctions were imposed.
Speaking in the visit to Gunung Garuda Steel Corporation in Cikarang, West Java, Vice Chairman of Commission 7 of the House, Muhammad Nasir confessed, Commission 7 has received many public complaints regarding B3 waste management that's been polluting both air and land around the factories. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry is expected to improve the supervision against companies and carry out periodic evaluations to guarantee the government's commitment to improve waste management quality.
Ada beberapa hal yang mungkin agak lemah fungsi pengawasannya dan itu yang harus kita pertanyakan, kok bisa terjadi hal-hal seperti itu. Mungkin itu yang harus kita tegaskan kepada kementerian untuk menindaklanjutin hasil temuan panja ini.
The member of Commission 7 of the House, YULIAN GUNHAR, asserts B3 landfill has violated the law so that supervision should be improved to prevent the problem to continue. Gunung Garuda Steel Corporation is also encouraged to fix the damaged environment as the means to be immediately free from the punishment will impact the sale value of company's product.
Jauh langsung, memang sepertinya harus ada penanganan khusus ini, apalagi dalam persoalan sanksi administratif. Sebaiknya pihak perusahaan Garuda Steel ini sudah melakukan upaya-upaya untuk pembenahan. Bagaimana jangan sampai ke depan nanti bahwa pihak Garuda Steel ini tidak mengindahkan teguran dari Kementerian Lingkungan Hidup.
From East Java, Amita, Rian, and Septia, Dpr Parliament, report.
Following to the 447 findings from the Indonesian Supreme Audit Agency or BPK that lead to national loss for about 45.6 trillion rupiah, Commission 11 of the House urges the government to instruct a follow-up to these findings and also demands the Indonesian Supreme Audit Agency to make internal investigation team to learn more about the case so it can be immediately proceed to legal process.
Speaking at the Parliament building recently, the member of Commission 11 of the House, ECKY AWAL MUCHARAM, says the findings should be published to the community as the people should also know about the national loss potential. ECKY also adds BPK needs to run investigative audit and not only checking the financial report. Moreover, ECKY supports the reinforcement of BPK so that the Supreme Audit Agency will have the authority to do further investigation on ministries and state agencies' financial report. Through this reinforcement, BPK auditors can also function as the investigator so that they could immediately process their findings at the financial check if there is any potential of national loss.
Dengan ditambahnya auditor sebagai penyidik pegawai negeri sipil. Nah, apabila BPK memiliki auditor forensik audit investigatif dan memiliki kewenangan melakukan penyidikan, maka dengan mudah BPK itu bisa menindaklanjuti.
Meanwhile, member of Commission 11, HERI GUNAWAN states, in the IHPS report of BPK, there are 447 findings that indicated the cause national loss for about 45 trillion rupiah. Despite appreciating BPK performance in these findings, he regrets the fact that BPK could not work effectively and the agency do not have the authority to do further investigation and their work is limited up to reporting and coordinating with related state institutions. Therefore, HERI urges the government to release a presidential instruction to give the authority to BPK to dig more on financial report in every ministries and state agencies.
Tetapi follow up-nya yang tanda kutip masih belum relatif seimbang dengan hasil temuannya. Untuk itu kami berharap kepada pemerintah, khususnya kepada Pak Presiden, untuk dapat segera menindaklanjuti temuan BPK ini.
Hilman Hidayat, Rangga, and Ferdian, Dpr Parliament, report.
Commission 7 of the House supports the standard quality supervision to the alternative energy. Biodiesel 20% or B20 biodiesel 20% is expected to strengthen Indonesia's foreign exchange reserve as B20 proposed to push down the volume of energy import to the country.
The member of Commission 7 of the House, RAMSON SIAGIAN, regrets the biodiesel 20% program that has not significantly improved Indonesia foreign exchange reserves and rupiah exchange rates. He found that the realization of the B20 program still far from the target. According to Pertamina's data, the volume of raw oil and gas import are still high, which shows that the consumption of biodiesel is still low. RAMSON also highlights the potential cost spent by Pertamina in producing biodiesel, which considered to be too high, while these extra costs that Pertamina spent are not fully covered by the government. Regarding the indication of fuel standard violation for B20 by the oil enterprises, RAMSON will ask for clarification from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources to make sure that no one will be harmed from this policy, both for Pertamina and the Indonesian people.
Kalau diekspor minyak sawit baru meningkatkan devisa. Memang kalau di mix minyak sawit di dalam negeri, memang kalau berarti kan logikanya mengurangi import BBM. Jadi kalau mengurangi import BBM memang mengurangi penggunaan devisa. Tetapi harga di dalam negeri biodiesel 20 dengan harga solar 100% lebih besar.
Member of Commission 7 of the House, KURTUBI, hopes the biodiesel 20% could meet better quality standard, so it will not harm the community. KURTUBI says, if the quality does not meet the standard, it will harm the engine. Therefore, he demands downstream oil and gas regulatory agency, or BPH Migas, to keep making sure that the biodiesel could meet the standards. He also urges harsh punishment for the enterprises that proven to be violating the quality standard of biodiesel.
Sistemnya sudah jalan sebenarnya, sudah ada sebenarnya, cuma kita minta BPH Migas ini untuk lebih bekerja lebih sistematik, lebih lebih bagus lagi sehingga tidak ada peluang FAMI yang tidak memenuhi syarat itu masuk dicampur dengan solar.
Helmi, Aang, and Ferdian, Dpr Parliament, report.
Members of the House of Representatives want to make sure that the budget reduction of the Ministry of Research and Higher Education will not affect the service quality to the community, and also demand the Ministry of Research and Higher Education to not only focusing on the development of the facility, but also quality of the educational service.
Speaking at Nusantara 1 Building, Senayan, Vice Chairman of Commission 10 of the House, HETIFAH SJAIFUDIAN, says, the Parliament wants to make sure that the public service given by the Ministry of Research and Higher Education will not be affected by the budget reduction. HETIFAH also asked the Ministry to reconsider the program priority scale and adjust it to the changing budget structure. HETIFAH further demands the scholarship for students with good achievement to be kept, and the government should more focus on the scholarship to the people who live in the 3T region.
Ataupun juga beasiswa afirmasi bagi mereka yang berada di daerah-daerah khususnya 3T ya, daerah-daerah yang terpencil ya, kemudian pulau-pulau terluar, dan juga mereka yang betul-betul membutuhkan itu tidak boleh terganggu oleh adanya sedikit perubahan anggaran ini.
Member Commission 10 of the House, LEDIA HANIFA AMALIAH, also regrets some budget reduction in the Ministry of Research and Higher Education. LEDIA demands the government to not only focus on the construction facilities, but also starts to develop and increase the performance of the lecturers, especially in this industrial evolution era 4.0.
Padahal kita berharap itu bisa lebih berkembang ya. Kita bukan bicara soal sarana dan prasarana saja, tetapi juga pengembangannya, kemudian peningkatan kualitasnya, sertifikasinya, upgrading skillnya dan segala macam itu harusnya ada. Tapi pada beberapa titik misalnya di Direktorat Jenderal Sumber Daya Iptek itu malah justru turun.
Amita, Dwi, and Ferdian, Dpr Parliament, report.
Member of Commission 8 states the government needs a stable and specific parameter to verifying and validating the data of poor people who needs poverty relief from the government.
Speaking at the specific working visit to Banten to verify and validate the poverty data The member of Commission 8, Endang Maria, says by having the same parameter between the Social Ministry, Central Statistic Agency, and both regional and central government, it will give clear data along with the inclusion and exclusion criteria so that the fund from the government will get to the people who really needs the aid. The same parameter is important as up to this day, there are still a lot of errors in poverty in aid distribution due to data differences between government institutions.
Kalau di Kementerian Sosial sudah ya, tetapi faktanya selalu yang dipergunakan adalah data dari BPS. Sementara nanti di Kementerian Pendidikan mengukur kemiskinan ada lagi. Nah, kita harapkan data kemiskinan ini tidak pisah kemana-mana tetapi satu.
Regarding the poverty verification officials in the field, Endang Maria suggests the government to use the assistance of the Family Hope Program or PKH, since they often work in the field that have the real data on poor families. As for verifying and validating data budget, Endang sees that it needs to be increased and adjusted to the real condition in the field.
Kedalaman orang ini memang betul-betul tidak punya, itu tidak bisa memotret seperti itu. Tetapi yang bisa memotret itu adalah dari pendamping PKH yang memang dia dari ke hari mendampingi orang-orang yang tidak mampu.
From Banten, Nuki Tampubolon and Ferdian, Dpr Parliament report.
And that rounds up this edition of English Parliamentary News. On behalf of all the crew of TV Parliament, we would like to thank you for your attention. And we will meet again in the next edition of English Parliamentary News. From me, Dede Ramadan, once again, thank you for watching and goodbye.